the inner conflict of self-reflecting and realizing that, okay, maybe I did some things that were racist in the past, right? Maybe I had some biases against people in the past. Maybe I acted on those biases. Maybe I can pinpoint exact behaviors, exact scenarios, exact things that I did that I now feel ashamed about, right?
Yeah.
And being able to kind of move past that. And then there's the macro level that, okay, I felt that shame. Maybe I got over that, but now I'm a different person. You know, I don't believe those things anymore. I want to be different. But now my community that I've built up that accepted me for that person I was is not accepting me for this new person that I am. So now you're in a whole nother battle that's at a whole different layer of externalities that you have to deal with. So a lot of people can see, you know, they have precognition and that that's going to occur. And so they're fearful of that, right? They recognize it all at once. Whereby you and I, what we recognized is, oh, this whole world out there of people who believe these falsehoods or are trying to suppress a reality that actually exists, that I'm experiencing, that I'm observing. And we were able to accept that reality. A lot of people cannot. A lot of people will not. And in the race context, like I said, a lot of people don't have to. And if they do it, they're going to get punished for it. So they choose to be willfully ignorant instead.
And is that tied to identity, do you think? Because I can kind of see it how for myself, there was a desire to search for my identity without letting it be given to me. You know, a desire to not have somebody tell me, this is who you are, this is what you are, this is the role you need to play. That I kind of wanted to say for myself, like, no, let me learn who I am, let me find out for myself who I am and where I fit in, kind of thing. But if that identity would have been one that goes along with sort of the norm or the dominant culture, it kind of sets you up in a place where why would you have to question it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you're
yeah,
already
I hear
more,
you.
yeah.
I think
And
that, so my answer to that is I don't think racist is an identity. Racist is not part of someone's identity, right?
yeah, it's what they would either think or do, but that could be because a lot of the times when you say to somebody, "Oh, you just said something racist," their retort would be, "I'm not racist." And it's
Exactly.
like, well, no, I didn't say you are. I said that what you said, that belief or that statement, that prejudicial thing, like that could be. Um, but then that's what I'm saying. Like they internalize that towards being an identity and saying, no, 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 that's not my identity. That's not what makes me. So therefore, I don't want to examine it. I don't want to be challenged with it.
Yeah. So I think you've described it perfectly, right? Like some people falsely, I would say, believe that being racist could be considered part of their identity. And I don't think that that's a thing that exists in reality. But a lot of people believe in that, right? They believe, oh, if you're telling me I did something racist, you're calling me and my identity a racist person, right? That I am inherently somehow there's something about me that is racist. And immediately people's mind go to KKK hoods and like, you know, I hear the term from people troglodyte racist or, you know, like knuckle dragging, you know, like, you know, white trash, you know, whatever, trailer park, this and that. And that's where people's minds go. They think that that's what you're calling them. But in reality, like you said, there's very intelligent, very esteemed people who have racist beliefs, you know, the same racist beliefs that someone in a trailer park might have, just dressed up in academic language or hidden under flowery words, right? But ultimately, for either one of them, that's not part of their identity. It's not who they are. It can change at the drop of a hat. It changes at the same time their beliefs change, right? You are not your beliefs. Your beliefs are not your identity. And unfortunately, a lot of people have no concept of that. And that's again by design. You know, some of the stuff we're talking about right now, Jose, is what I would call the mechanisms of white supremacy. Okay. There is a way that this stuff works, and there's a reason why it's lasted for generations. And this is part of the reason why, right? Because if you fool people into thinking that racist is an identity, get them to act out racism, and then force them to either reckon with that or continue on in the same manner that they've been. And if they choose to let go of it, punish them for it, you've created this rock and hard place type situation whereby you've put people to a pretty easy choice for most people, which is, no, I'm just going to keep on, because if I keep on, I mean, there's monetary benefits, there's social benefits, my life is easier. I don't have to worry about, a lot of things I would have to worry about if I make the different choice, and so why would I not choose that? And so
Yeah.
the answer to that question, why would I not choose that, is something that people are heavily encouraged not to consider and not to think about. And so that's why conversation is so important, because there is an answer to that question, right? And people need time and energy and effort and a place to reflect upon the answer to that question. And that is what people do not have. We do not create such a space. We do not create such a place. There is not such an environment. And that is an absolute bar to solving this problem. I would say combat it. I talk about fighting it, because this is an eternal fight. Okay. This is never going to be over. Like, and I think that that's another hard part of deciding to be anti-racist for people. There's no end. There's no like actual end game here. Like,
Right.
there's never going to be this like white supremacy, racism will always have power. The question is, how much power will it have? How much power will we give it? And how much power can we infuse into the forces that battle against it? Right now, we're not putting a lot of power in it. We're not putting a lot of effort into it. We're not putting a lot of energy into it. The more we put into it, the more the battle will intensify, the harder people's choices will become. But ultimately, if we put enough into it, then we will see powerful changes to our society. And that's what I'm working towards. Thanks for watching. For access to the full-length conversation and all of the 2-hour-long unedited conversations that I've had on race, click the support link in the description below. Thanks for your support, and see you next time.